So today I thought that I'd bring you along on a shopping trip. So I've got my shopping basket ready, and in my head I've got a list of different items that I need to get. And I'm going to take you to this Greengrocers, which is open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Now, just before we get started, I really want to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video and helping out this channel and really trying to promote and encourage you guys to grow food. And so if you're looking at creating an online shop or a website or a blog, then Squarespace is an all-in-one platform to create a beautiful presence online. Now, let's go and check out this Greengrocers. So a very warm welcome to my local Greengrocers, which just happens to be the garden. Now, I think it's a lot better than a Greengrocers for so many reasons. But firstly, there's not a till. So on the way out, I don't have to pay. I just walk straight out of the gate. And that is a really nice feeling. Now, the thing that I want you to get the most from this video is, especially if you're not growing food or just starting out, is to understand that the feeling of security when you know no matter what kind of weather you're having or what time of year it is, you've always got a load of food which is there in the soil waiting for you to be harvested. And I also think something that isn't really been spoken enough about is seasonality, and what a vegetable garden offers is seasonal stuff. And when you eat food seasonally, it's in their prime, they taste the best, and it's the best for your health. So I'm going to go around and I need to grab a few things which are in season, and the first thing which is just coming into season now are the leeks. So I'm going to harvest some leeks. Now, leeks are one of the most powerful vegetables that you can grow, especially in a cooler climate like where we are, because they stay in the ground all winter long, and we can even enjoy harvest in March. And we actually have 3 beds of leeks. And there's nothing better than pulling something out like that, prepping it quickly. All the leaves like these can just go onto the compost, and then I'll just peel off one layer like that, and you have a leek. And what's better than that, knowing that you have food up in the garden, and we could be in the darkest depths of winter, such as January and February, and I'm like, oh, I really fancy something nice. And when you have leeks caramelized in a bit of butter or some oil, so tasty and so good for you. And it really perks you up during some cold weather. Now, along with leeks, I'm looking for something else which is quite seasonal, and we've got a load of carrots behind. And these carrots here are looking really good. So I'm just going to pull out a bunch, give them a shake, and look at that. Oh, and there's another one here. And you know, that's going to do us just fine. All you need is a handful. Select what you need, pull it out, and stick it in the basket. And it's so satisfying being able to harvest things which you have sown, I don't know, a few months ago, and you've been caring for them, and you haven't had to really pay for them. All I needed to pay for were the seeds. The great thing about having a garden or allotment is that you can choose how you want to stock those aisles. So unlike going to a Greengrocers where you can only buy what they have on the shelves, you can choose what you want to grow in your shelves or in your beds. And that's a really cool thing, because you can grow things that are almost impossible to track down unless you go to this really cool London market or something. And you can also choose to have so many different varieties and see which ones you really like. And there might be some kind of potato which you absolutely adore, but you can't find any greengrocer which stocks that variety. So you can be your own greengrocer and stock your own variety in your garden. And I think that's amazing. When you harvest from a garden rather than buying stuff from a greengrocer, something that you really do get as well is that sense of pride and knowing that you've created this food. And things like this kale here, kale is absolutely amazing. It's going to keep us fed for probably around, well, we'll be harvesting and have been harvesting from these plants for around 6 to 8 months in total, and that's including the kale flower shoots as well, which are just like poor person's purple sprouting broccoli. And when you know how to put systems into place, and over the years you find out what works well in your climate and what doesn't, every year you become more and more efficient, and as a result you can grow more and more food. And that's definitely apparent with this garden here. And then it just gets to the stage where you end up having too much food, and that sense of pride is really powerful, because you know that you can happily give away some to friends and family. And there's nothing better than, say, you're having a family meal, maybe it's a birthday party or Christmas dinner, and you can sit down and proudly say that all of the vegetables on this table, including things like garlic and onions, have come from your garden. You haven't had to buy any of those items from a shop. The great thing about seasonal food is that it really does make you think about meal times and what you're going to do, and you also appreciate things when they're in season, because when we go to a shop we expect to have things like strawberries whenever we want, even in January. But when you're growing food, you just see what's in season and you enjoy it. And these petty pans here have been really good, and all we've done is just add compost, and 90% of this garden is no dig now. And there's a really big shift happening, because a lot of people still don't think that no dig works. But once you know the basics and you can get things going, and I've kind of harvested too many, but these will store on the windowsill for a few weeks anyway. Once you know that the system works and you get used to it and you keep on practicing and developing things and look at ways of saving time, you suddenly reach a point where you realise, okay, it isn't just hard work, it really does pay off. And we've got some pumpkins as well. So because of the time of year, the squash plants are looking a little more tired. But we're still getting loads of things like these round courgettes, more courgettes. It's like never-ending food once you have the right system. And this pumpkin here is pretty hard to get out. There we go. Food constantly streaming through. And even though when you get things like January and February where it gets a bit quiet, things like swede, parsnips, the kale, usually root veg as well, the leeks, these will store really well in the ground. And so if you don't have much space in your house, being able to store food outside and then just bring it in when you need them as well is a really huge appeal. No matter how little or how much space you have, you can strive to have your own personal greengrocers or something similar, such as you could strive to try and produce as much salad as possible if you have something like a balcony. Now, a word of warning is when you get into growing food and you start harvesting, you've really got to hold yourself back because you want to pull everything up. And you know, I could have easily overloaded with carrots or leeks because you saw how many leeks there are. But what we're doing is we're using this like a grocery store model. We only get kind of what we need, or we think about what we might need within the next week. And when it comes to autumn, the rest just stores really well in the ground until we need it. So we don't need to worry about storing and preparing things. And if we picked all of these carrots, I'm going to spend so much time trying to clean them and store them in boxes. Rather, for us, it's a lot easier just to come up and pick what you need. So it's almost like having a local corner shop where you can just go and get what you need every now and then. And I think that is a really lovely way of looking at gardening and growing food. So yeah, I've really got to hold myself back on the harvesting, but hopefully you get a sense of just spending 2 or 3 minutes. You pop up into the garden and you can come back with a basket full of food for that evening. It's such a powerful feeling. And when you have a garden of this scale, you know that you have enough food to last you 3 or 4 months at a time. So a very huge thank you to Squarespace for making this video possible. Now, I don't know about you, but if you're on your phone or your tablet and you're looking at different websites and then you go on this website that just doesn't work, all the buttons are in different places and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to need to turn on the computer to use it. Well, if you build a website on Squarespace, which is really simple to do, lucky for you, every website design also includes a built-in mobile experience. So you can be confident that if someone is using your website on their phone, it is going to work flawlessly. So to get started, head to squarespace.com for a free trial and give it a go. And then when you're ready to launch, head to squarespace.com/HuwRichards for 10% off your first website or domain.